at the same time, any good thing is as well, you see. It all comes down to, and this is an interesting way, or an interesting opportunity with you, because you believe in free will as well. It's in this reconciliation between what exists and what could exist by virtue of a free will. You and I think, agree that we share that trait with God. God was free in creating things, and we are free in choosing how we deal with what he created. And in that, we find the intimate relationship with God. Setting kids on fire is wrong, in that it is not, it is a choice, it is a deliberate action based on a premise that does not exist. So, I suppose, let me append what I was saying earlier, that though it might have been the will of God in the way that I'm saying that someone could be set on fire, the action of setting someone on fire is not. And I suppose, so why doesn't God then step in? Why doesn't he step in? I don't know. I think it's because fair. He does not step in emboldens my perception that there is no teleological point in the future that he's trying to usher us towards, but it rather exists Jonathan, in the moment.
There's telos anytime. If God is a creator, there's automatically telos since he created something. He doesn't create without a purpose. I don't know how you could say there's no telos.
Well,
it's more or less...
he would create without a purpose. A purpose, what?
So there is telos.
Well, you'll have to demonstrate it. I mean, to say that he created something with purpose you'd have to demonstrate how you could have purpose without need. Do you see? If he's omnipotent, he has no need and he has no purpose for things because he is already omnipotent. There's no purpose that could be fulfilled in creating a physical universe. Do you see?
How come? Why does it require a need to want to create something? Why does that make it any? I'm not sure why that's
it doesn't.
Requirement.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that it was created without purpose. It was created without need. It was created without teleos.
I don't know. I think it's a contradiction. If you create something, I've never heard of creating something without a purpose.
Just a moment again. Yes.
Maybe
I understand that. And what I'm saying, that the only way that you can create something with a purpose is if the creator needs something.
How so?
Do you see? Well, what is purpose? It's functionality. Why make something function? The only way something could function is if your functioning is somehow inadequate, and that you need something to fill the gap between what you are and what you want. But if you are omnipotent, purpose has no meaning anymore. It is the absolute of everything. It is something that above which exists only nothing. And that's the end of it. I mean, to say that God created...
Go ahead. Let me put it this way. You're saying that God needs... I would argue and say that God can create something because he wants to, and he can assign purpose because he wants to. I had a discussion similar to this with James, and I hope this kind of bears on this correctly. I want to make sure I'm doing this right. But it'd be similar to me getting married, and I call you up and I say, Jonathan, I want you to be the best man in my wedding. I'm not doing this out of need or necessity. I'm doing it because I want to. But at the same time, I'm assigning you a specific purpose and a meaningful position in my wedding. And I would say that you would realize that as well. If you were the best man in my wedding, that automatically is a purposeful and meaningful title to hold. But I'm completely doing it because I want to. I don't need to. I'm doing it because I want to. You see what I'm saying?
It's purposeful. Okay. Where does that need, where does that want come from?
I would say it doesn't come from a need. I wouldn't.
Okay, well, obviously.
It's completely arbitrary.
But where then would it come from?
A desire.
I mean, desire is want. Desire
Desire's
reflects
not need, though.
deficiency. What's deficient?
I wouldn't say that every desire reflects a deficiency.
Well, yes, I understand that. But can you demonstrate it? And we're both stroking.
I got you.
Never mind. Go ahead.
I think,
go ahead.
yeah, I hear you. I don't think it's a need in the same way that I need oxygen or water. I could say, Jonathan, I want you to be the best man in the wedding, but it wouldn't be the same thing as saying, I need you to be the best man. It wouldn't kill me. I could move on if you said no. I'd move on to something else. I think there's a difference between an innate desire to just want to do something, like the desire to create. You just want, it's just there. You just want to do it. I don't think that's the same thing as a need, necessarily.
It's desire at the end.
Be wrong.
I mean, I think to say that you need water, you need oxygen, that is to live. The intention being to live. You have then the desire to live. And so then from that basis, that same basis of the desire to live, that you need oxygen. And from that same basis of desire that you want me or whoever to be the best man at your wedding. So it's both desire in either case. To say that you need some things is merely to say that is a subset of desire to live or what have you.
Hold on 1 second. 1 second.
Sure.
What are you doing?
I'm on the internet. It's my daughter.
Hi, daughter. Of his.
Sorry, just my daughter. Okay.
Well, hey, we're quickly approaching 40 minutes, so go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. No problem. Let's say if you have, and you were worried that we were going to have enough to talk about.
Wow, this blew by really quick. Let me ask you one more question while we're at it.
Of course.
Do you think we're more empathetic than God?
What? Empathetic?
Yep.
Like,
do you think God is not empathetic?
Empathetic? You mean like he feels?
With empathy.
Like?
Yeah, do you think he's compassionate, or do you think we're more compassionate than he is?
Compassion. I think compassion only results from a recognition of what God's will is. And what it is, and distinct from what it is not. To be compassionate is to do something in the name of what is moral or whatever else. So the idea of compassion, I'm not sure applies to God. God merely is the basis of existence. Empathetic. I think it's a human term.
Do you think we feel more compassion for the suffering than God does? Do you think God even thinks anything about suffering?
The only way that you can feel for the suffering of others is to recognize what should be and what should not be.
Which we get from God.
And that you can't immediately change it. That's where empathy comes from. It comes from limitation. That's where that wrench your heart out feeling comes from. It's a desire to do good.
Empathy is not from the limitation that you can't do. I would say empathy is from a situation or scenario where you want to do something to change the scenario. I don't think it derives from a limitation.
Okay.
It's like if I see someone get hit by a car, my initial response is to act with empathy towards them because something arises, a scenario happens. That's not to say that it arises because I can't do anything about it. The very reason it arises is because I want to do something about it. Whether I can or can't, that's something completely different. And do you think God has those same sorts of things when something happens to his creation? Or
if atrocities are happening only because he created the thing that they're happening in, I don't think you could say that at all.
Okay, that's fair. You don't think there's a mystery to it or something further? Maybe we just don't know?
No, I don't like any kind of thinking in that regard. Because I don't like any thinking in that regard. Because that put someone on a plane of understanding more so than everyone else, and everyone has to do the Wizard of Oz thing where you don't. It's just a man behind the curtain. So no prophets,
Gotcha.
no saviors, just you and me and our problems, and let's make the best of it.
Gotcha. Sounds like
All right.
deism.
It sounds well. Then you can call me the Pink Monkey Man. I mean that's no big deal. But we're going to have to wrap it up there. We are at 40
All
minutes.
right, my friend.
So, hey, thank you so much. We'll do it again
No problem.
if you
Thank
so choose.
Sure.
No big deal. Like I said, there's lots to talk about. Hopefully some of your Christian friends see this and say, like, no, I have a bone to pick with John, and I encourage them to send me a PM. And so, hey, vbfl920, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. I'll talk to you later, buddy.